So, guys, this is what you're doing here. So, next one. Who's really benefiting? The state. Not your son, not your daughter, not the man that's paying all this stuff. He's now become a slave. So you have your slaves who are incarcerated in jail, and you have your free slaves who are out there like, I'm no more a slave because I paid in full. I settle out of court. I paid $700,000. I do not pay child support. I am completely been let go. They can't come at me for child support. Now, the contract, and they had to keep it open in case they could find a loophole. But they had to keep it open until my last son was my ex-wife turns 19. And he's healthy, so I don't have to go beyond 19, because if he had a disability, then that's forever until he dies. But if he's in college, then that can go all the way to 23. But most of the time, it's 19. 19, you're done. So my youngest baby with that woman, I think he's 4 or 5. So I'll be at least available, or at least they try to come after me. But the way we have it set up, she first has to pay me $2.something million just to come after me. So if she wants to come after me for child support, she has to fork out $2 million+ million. Then after I get the $2 million, then she can come after me for child support if she thinks that she can. And so that's a risk. That means she has to be for sure think that she can get a better deal than what she got. I'll take it because, I am living good. Look at me. I'm still living. So I'm hoping I can bait her in. You know what I'm saying? Because anyway, I'll just leave it as that. But you got to learn this game, guys. This country that we live in is Viking. These people are Viking. The system that we live in is very Norwegian, Norsemen, seamen, what they call them, sea people, or
yeah.
These are Vikings. I mean, Vikings were known for plundering, raping. They just come in and destroy everything and take what they want and leave. This is the society that we live in. And when Vikings do this stuff, they don't really care if you're protecting yourself. If you don't protect yourself, that's on you. Ignorance is no excuse. It's up to you to protect yourself. So if you don't know how to protect yourself, you will be taken advantage of. And they will pillage you, plunder you, kill you. They don't care. It's really up to you to protect yourself. So the state is benefiting from it. The 2 lawyers. So I already showed you through Title 4D how the state is benefiting. Now, how does the lawyer benefit? Just the way it's set up, because the state is so motivated to make a lot of money and maximize their potential by giving everything to the mother, right? And giving the father a little amount of time with the children. So now you have 2 attorneys. You have 2 attorneys. One attorney represents the petitioner, which is the mother, and the other attorney represents the father, which is the respondent. The petitioner attorney is telling the mother, hey, you have rights. You're entitled. Fight. He's hiding something for you. Let's look here. Let's look here. Okay. So she's going to be wicked. You're going to say, man, this is not even my woman. Who is she? You can't talk to each other. They tell you don't talk to each other. Only the attorneys can do all the talking. And so she's coming after you. Like, I mean, man, she knows you. I mean, she knows all your weak spots and everything. And she's coming to kill you because she has that attorney basically peppering her up. Come on, go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Okay. That's natural. Now, fathers, men, when you get your attorney, you think he's representing you. You think you are a priority to him, that his duty is to you. He's not. His duty is not to you. His duty is to the court system, to the beast. His allegiance is to the system, not to you. You now have become, when you hire an attorney, you become a ward of the state. And that attorney, his whole job is to get you to make you feel, hey, this is not fair. You have rights. Fight for your children. Why does he want you to fight, Deacon? Why does this attorney want you to fight? Is it because he loves your children? Matter of fact, anybody in the chat room, why would you think a man's attorney will want him to fight for his children? Is it because he hates to see children grow up without their father? You think they're motivated by that? Anybody? I want to see. Just let me just see what you guys are putting out there. Yes. Yes. You have somebody, Alpha, says because that attorney gets paid. He's getting paid. So the more that man fights, and he will tap into your emotion, bro. You're already in an emotional basket case already because you just lost your children. You've been treacherously betrayed by your woman. You feel like the world is against you. You're not thinking straight. You're very emotional. You go from being logical thinking to emotional. You go into survival mode. And now that attorney is taking advantage of you in a weak moment. And he is going to he is going to be the Viking he's going to plunder you and take advantage of you while you're emotionally weak. And so he's going to try to egg you on to fight. The other attorney is egging her to keep getting more, and they just go back and forth. That's why I've heard somebody say they got married. They were married for 6 months, and it took them 5 years to get a divorce. How do you explain that? Literally took 5 years to get divorced from a woman that you were with for only 6 months. Why? Because those attorneys was doing a very good job playing to the emotional man, getting them to fight back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so when they're fighting like that, that's how the attorneys get paid. So it's set up beautifully. I mean, the state sets it up. It's like, hey guys, this is a easy shot right here for you guys. You guys can can you imagine a 50-50? Maybe they won't make as much money. There's nothing to fight for. So the 80 to 20% ratio of time puts the attorney in a beautiful position to start fighting. Let the games begin. It's like Hunger's Games, and so that's how they get paid. All right. So I hope I broke that down to you guys. I hope you guys understand the logic behind this. Is what you sign up for. I'm going to keep on saying, when you get a marriage license, when you register your baby and get a birth certificate. So if you're going to have your baby at the hospital, just understand you don't have to sign anything, but they sure going to make you feel you got to sign. If you don't sign, you're going to be in big trouble. You got to sign. And they usually like to do it when the man leaves the hospital. When he leaves the hospital, they are on your wife like I'm talking about, like fly on shit. Like they are on. It's like somebody looking. It's like I think they press a button. They said, "Bye, Mr. So-and-so. Bye. Have a good day. We'll take care of you and your wife." As it, boom, guys, hurry up. And rush in there. Get the order. Hey, man, we need to sign this. And they start throwing stuff on her, and she's on the emotion, and they put and she signs her whole freaking life away. Now, from her point of view, it benefits her. It doesn't really benefit the man. So she could just say, "I'm glad he left. Thank you guys. Hook me up. Tell me where I need to sign." Boom, boom, boom. But if you're a good woman, you need to listen to your husband and don't sign anything. You push everything to your husband, to your master, if you want to be a good woman. But there's a lot of wicked women out there. But I'm just telling you, man, that's what's happening when you leave the hospital. And I know because I've had 8 babies. 7 of them I've experienced, but I had 8 babies in the hospital. And that's how they got me. So anyway, now the next person who really benefits is the custodial parent. This is the one that gets the most time, which is usually the mother. Not all the time, but 80% of the time, 90% of the time, they give it to the mother. The mother is the one that gets the time. And lastly, the judge. Yes, the judge, the man in the black robe, the woman in the black robe, they get paid. You saying, wait, how do they get paid by all this stuff? Because all that money that they collect, all the awards, guess what? It goes to the state. So you see right here, if you can look at this chart, the judge gets paid by the state. So when they pillage, plunder this NCP, the non-custodial parent here on the chart, make that bigger than me. So when they plunder this non-custodial parent, he has to give the money through the state matches it, it goes back to the custodial mother, the CP, and the parent, and then guess what? That same state pays the judge. And whatever they use to pay that judge, remember, whatever the payment of that judge is, they get reimbursed for that $2 for every $3 they spend. So whatever $3 they give to that judge, $2 is going to come back from the Fed too. And the attorneys, they get money just by fighting each other, getting the two parents to fight each other. So the two people that's not benefiting from this stuff is the non-custodial parent, which is the father, and then the children or the seed. Children is a legal term, but for the case of keeping it simple, the children. So those are the two people that are hurt the most in the thing. I always say the children are probably hurt the most, and then the father, because children are growing up without their father. They've been completely disconnected, parental alienation. So that's how the system is working. So when you get a marriage license and you continue to register your baby, you're going to be impacted by this wicked ass system, the beast. And a lot of churches are the one that's feeding the beast. A lot of religious institutions. Matter of fact, before I got on this show here today, I called my local county clerk. I called the county clerk and I asked him. I said, "Hey, with all the marriage licenses that come through, where is it coming from? Does it come from justice of the peace, an ordained minister, or through the church? I mean, or through some religious organization?" They said, "We don't have any statistics to show that, but we only know when they actually come in to actually file the paperwork. We know if it's by the pastor, through the pastor, or through some type of ordained minister or some type of judicial. That's how we know." So he wasn't able to tell me statistic. I said, "Well, let me ask you." I said, "How long you worked there?" He said, 2 years. I said, "Okay, 2 years." So in the 2 years in the last 2 years that you were been at the clerk of office, he wasn't a clerk. He was just a guy. He was being helpful. He says 50% of all applicants that come in to register marriage, he said 50% of it comes from a religious institution. And in Wisconsin or in Green Bay, it's going to be from a Christian church. It could be a mosque, which is small, but it comes from a religious institution. He said 25% it comes from an ordained minister. Now, what I heard about this one is, I think something called Universal Life Church. Anybody, I'm ordained through Straightway, so that'll be a religious institution. But like if I'm just a guy and I worship frogs, or if I'm gay, or I don't want to go through the church, but I want to be able to marry people that think like me. You know, we love frogs and we worship frogs. I don't know. I'm just giving you guys an example here. I can become an ordained minister through this thing called the Universal Life Church. And they will ordain you within. You just type in your name, put in some stuff, boom, you got your ordination. And now you have the power to marry people, and then they can take it to the state and register their marriage. And then you have justice of the peace. Justice of the peace is a judge. It could be a politician. Anybody that's given an oath, they can marry you as well. So he said 25% come from justice of the peace. Another 25 comes from the ordained outside the religious institution. And then you got your religious 50%. So that's what I got. I thought that was interesting. I was just curious. So, but the church is feeding the beast system, guys. That's who's feeding the beast system. Now, I went in and said, who's really benefiting and who's not benefiting? The person who's not benefiting, like I said, is the son or the daughter, and obviously the non-custodial parent. These are the two that's not benefiting from all of this stuff. So the only people that's benefiting is the mother, the two lawyers, and the judge and the state. They're the one that's benefiting from this divorce. So when they say we got to do what's in the best interest of the child, they're not talking about the child, but they are talking about the child. They're not talking about the sons and daughters. They're talking about the state, which they represent. In this case, Wisconsin.
About the child company.
The child company, the state of, all caps.
Yep.
So, guys, I hope this is helping. So anyway, so that's it.